So how can we grow on social media as online coaches, and how can hashtags be part of our social media growth strategy? It's clear just adding a bunch of hashtags at the end of your post doesn't lead to growth anymore. But there are certain strategies that we can use to use hashtags to grow our business. And I want to share with you how I am going to use hashtags to grow on social media. So let me quickly share my screen and show you what I'm doing. So here is the big picture strategy. First, Instagram is going to be something like a mini Google, something where you can actually search for posts. And hashtags are going to be part of the search engine. So if you use the right hashtags, you have a greater opportunity to actually be found. So I need and I want hashtags that really describe my audience, what I'm doing, and the kind of posts that I'm sharing. So the search engine knows, oh, if an online coach searches for Instagram tips, Robin has to be ranked really high. Second, I want to rank on hashtags because people are still using them in some way, but I can't use motivation because it's way too broad. So I need to find hashtags that are really specifically for me. So where my audience likes to see the kind of content that I'm sharing in the way I'm sharing it. Then I want to build connections. So I want to also find hashtags that my audience uses for themselves. So online coaches may use something like weight loss to post their content. So I want to follow a weight loss hashtag so I can connect with the people in my niche and start conversations. So because then we get to know each other, they see my account, they may follow me, we may work together. And I also want to look for coaches that serve my audience, maybe even my niche. And they need to use a similar style, similar content, or at least relevant, and they have to need the same message as me so we can actually collaborate together. And when I talk about in this video about highly targeted hashtags, I mean hashtags that fit my audience size, they fit my engagement rate, they have the similar topic, or at least the topics fit with my brand. They have a similar style, the way I design social media content. It's for the right audience, and the accounts also have a similar size to me, or maybe they're a little bit bigger so we can do collaborations. That means for search and hashtag rankings, I want to create a focused hashtag group. So all the hashtags are around my audience: online coaches, online nutrition coaches, online life coaches, online health coaches. And I want to create a diversified group. So I may use something like online coaches, but also Instagram strategy and maybe content design. So I have my audience, my niche, and the specific topic that I have all in one hashtag group. And I'm going to try a small group. So I have maybe one for online coaches, one for my niche, and one for the content that I'm sharing. And I want to create a bigger group where I have maybe 3 that describe my audience, 3 that describe my niche, and 3 that describe my content. So these are the different kind of hashtag groups that I want to create. And for starting conversations and collaborations, I want to find 10 hashtags where my audience posts. So my audience uses these hashtags to share their content. So I can write comments under their posts, start conversations, and see if they might be a good fit to working with me. And I want to find 10 accounts that serve the same audience so we can collaborate together, create awesome content for everyone who's watching, and grow our audiences. So this is the strategy. How I'm using this. So first, I'm using Flick. It's a paid service, but it's super cool, and I'm going to show you in detail how it's used, because it finds hashtags that are a good fit for your audience size and for your engagement rate. So I have roughly 2,500 followers and an engagement rate of 6.4. So with the smart filters of Flick, it finds hashtags where I have the chance to rank. So this is super important. So I don't have to do all the manual work and the calculations and find all the details. Then I will sort everything by reach, because I, of course, want to focus first on hashtags with the biggest reach, because I have the biggest potential to actually reach a lot of people. But hashtags with a lot of reach means there are a lot of people posting. So I'm looking for hashtags with a high reach and a considerably lower competition. So maybe there are some unique hashtags that not a lot of people use yet. They don't post a lot there. So I have a good opportunity to rank. And then I go through the top 9 posts and see, is the content similar? Is it aimed towards the same audience? Is the way the content is designed, actually, does it fit what I'm doing? And if that's true, I either add the hashtag to one of the hashtag groups, I follow the hashtag, or I follow the account. Pretty straightforward. So let's jump into Flick. Let me quickly see, do we have any comments? No. So let's look at Flick. So again, Flick is a paid service, but it helps you a ton finding the right hashtags for you. So my audience, I would start with online coach. Let's see what we find. So first, Flick, based on my audience size and my engagement rate, determines posts and hashtags from 5,000 to 350,000 are a good fit for my post. And with posts on an average, with an average likes rate from 0 to 540. This is what the smart filter does. It looks at all the potential hashtags and filters everything out that is too big or too small for me. Then I can organize everything by reach. So starting at the top, the lower I go, the smaller my reach goes. But the competition, so how many people are actually posting here and how many likes they get, is decreasing. But let's start with online coach, because I might think I work with online coaches, so I use the hashtag online coach. But we can actually go deeper. We can preview the hashtag on Instagram. And now we see something interesting. First, they seem to be fitness-based. So 5 of the 9 are already about fitness. Then they are personal brand. So it's me and my life. My content looks very different. I may be doing a cute face here and there, but most of my content is actually text-based. So the chance is high that people who are following online coach like to see this kind of content. So it might not be a good fit for me when my style is very different. But it's still something interesting for me to know, because it seems like online coaches, nutrition coaches, and fitness coaches are posting their content here. That means this might be a really good fit for me to follow, so I can engage with these posts and build connections with these creators to see if my service and what I'm doing is potentially helping them. So we don't have a hashtag for ourselves, but we have a hashtag to connect with the people that we want to work with, or that I want to work with. Let's look a little bit further. So online coaches We can save this online personal training. I'm not doing a lot of personal training. It might be a good fit, but I have no big experience in personal training, so I'm going to skip this. Fitness help, fitness, online fitness coaching. Let's see what comes up here. It's probably another hashtag that online fitness coaches are using. But let's see. Yeah, again, very personal brand. Look at what I'm doing. Here I'm doing exercise and so on and so on. So a good opportunity for me to follow, but it's not a good opportunity for me to use this hashtag. So we save this. Fitness business. Let's see what comes up here. Actually, fitness business is not a good fit because I want to do online fitness business. But what comes up with online business coaching? Because that's my niche. That's what I'm doing. I'm helping people clarify their offer and attract people. So we can see already here a little bit of a change. So we have still personal brand, but we also get into the realm of the kind of content that I am sharing in this style. And it's also very interesting, at least for me, that a German post shows up here. But still, it doesn't really vibe with me yet. So we go a little bit further. Online coaching, online nutrition coach. That is exactly the audience that I want to work with. Let's see what comes up here. So again, no big surprise at this point, probably. Personal brand, here's what I'm doing, but we already knew this is not going to be a post a hashtag that I'm using for my content, but this is probably a post for me to follow to engage with my audience. Okay, let's just go. So this online coaches is probably also similar to this. Let's see, precision nutrition. Again, many of my followers have been certified with PN. Yes, so people are celebrating personal brand. Here's my fitness journey. Another example of a hashtag that is useful to follow. Now, here's online marketing coach. Again, this is what I'm doing. That is my niche. Let's see how different the posts look. I've used this template before. And here, Instagram's SEO, again, a German post, very interesting. But it's literally the kind of content that I'm creating right now. So that's interesting. Also, more personal brand, but let's see what she's talking about. German, how interesting. So get off the dam at my hamster reel already. Does it sound like you? You know you're a great coach. The Coach Creator Academy. Enter me for a business one-on-one. So very interesting. This is actually an offer that ranks on a competitive hashtag is super awesome. I'm very happy for her. But you can also see her audience is a lot bigger than mine. So this might not be a right post for me. Let's go further. Overnight high ticket offers, leverage, methodology, high ticket niche bootcamp, sales principles. So this looks good. It's just basically the similar size and business and marketing coach. So we have potentially an interesting hashtag for me to follow and potentially a cool creator to follow to connect and collaborate with. So awesome. Let's dig deeper. Another German coach. another German post. Long captions, interesting. Next. Winner, marketing consultant. She probably has the bigger audience. Yes. So this could be the first interesting opportunity for me to use online marketing coach in my as one of the hashtags. But let's dig a little bit deeper. Online health coach. This probably isn't similar to online coaches. Not a good fit. Not a good fit. Not a good fit. Okay. So we have, let's hide this, 5 potential hashtags. Very cool feature, by the way, an audit. It shows you if there are potentially banned hashtags because they would decrease your engagement by a lot. But it doesn't seem to be the case here. So we have medium and high competition. We can add this to a collection and we call this hashtags to follow audience. So we are already getting closer to our goal. We already have 5 hashtags to follow. But maybe we find a couple of hashtags that are a good fit for us. So one example could be Instagram for coaches. See what comes up, because I'm helping coaches find content. Instagram for coaches is really, really bad. So we learned something. Content creation for coaches. Let's see what comes up here. I'm really bad at coming up with content. How about Instagram growth? That's what I'm talking about right now. Now this looks a lot better. Whoops, Instagram growth. So again, we organize by reach. And then I look through this and I see retired young has a lower competition. It's still very high, but compared to others, it has a good reach with a fairly lower competition, but it doesn't work really well for me. Average likes 900 or almost 1,000 likes, so probably way outside of my area, but let's see what kind of content comes up to see if we're on the right track. Instagram growth. Ooh, and now we have something. If you add me with a cute face, this is the type of content that I'm doing. Infographics. Here's the cute face. Here's also a cute face. What is the topic? How to sell without being sleazy. This is actually in my bio. So how to sell without being annoying. So this is really, really interesting. Grid themes is not really my thing. Organic content strategies to grow in 2022. Leverage on-platform SEO keywords. It's exactly the kind of content that I'm creating right now. Stop following these Instagram growth tips. This is actually a video that I did recently. So the content is a really good fit. The design is a really good fit. So let's see how big the accounts actually are that rank here. Almost 3 times as big, so not a good indication for me. Also a lot bigger, much bigger. What do we have here? Similar, but it's not really the kind of content that I'm sharing. What do we have here? Also at least twice as big. and over 100,000. Okay, so we see this is probably a hashtag that fits really well for me, but right now the competition is way too big. So they are 3, 4, 5, or 10 times bigger. So let's look at something that has a little bit of a lower competition. So content strategist. I mean, I'm creating content right now to attract people to my business. Let's see what comes up here. Again, we immediately see this post even has almost the same colors and the same background. Here again, same colors that I'm using, same colors. From the design, now we almost completely have infographics or carousels, even with cute faces. So this now we are getting really close to the kind of hashtags that I want to use. So let's see how big these accounts are. 20 times bigger, but it's still a high competition. So that's not really the kind of content that I'm sharing. 6,000, so it's 2 times bigger. It's still big. So this account actually has fewer followers than me and ranks here. So this would be now, this would be a post now that I'm not only going to save, so I can create something similar, but it indicates me I have the opportunity, if I create a really good post, that I have the opportunity to rank here. It's the same content, it's a similar content, it's a similar size of the audience. So now we have a strong indication this is a hashtag for me. Let's look a little bit further. She's ranking here and has an even smaller community. So another good indication. Content pillars, this is actually something that I've been talking about. So this is a lot bigger. Consistently post. A lot bigger, strategy power. Okay. So if I have a really good post, I have the chance to rank on this hashtag. So I'm going to save this, and maybe I'm not making it a priority right now, but I keep it in mind for the future. And essentially what I would do now is I continue to go through these hashtags and basically focus on being highly targeted. It's my audience, it's the same kind of content, it's a similar style, and the top ranking hashtags have a similar audience size, or at least some of them. And that's the process. So I have 10 hashtags that I'm going to follow with where my audience posts, so I can engage. I have a couple of accounts that I'm going to follow to develop relationships and potentially collaborate. And I have a selection of hashtags that I can use where I know people who are following this hashtag want this kind of content, that they want this design, they are familiar with it, and they want, and my Instagram size, my following size, and my engagement rate fits for this content. And that's it. Now it's just rinse and repeat and collect some of these hashtags, and that's it. If you find this helpful, please consider liking this video, and please subscribe to my channel. Every Monday I share a new video on how to clarify your offer and how to use content to attract your clients, including how to use hashtags. Thank you so much, and if you want to reach out personally, a link to my Instagram account is in the description below. And if you have any questions, just leave them below and I'm happy to answer them. Have a great day.